But before that, it's the chance to drive the third of the cars, the Noble M12. What do you reckon to this beast?
This looks a proper boy racer car, this.
This ought to be on the track, this thing.
It does, it looks like a proper racing car.
It does. Fantastic engine. It's going to be quick, this. Let's go out for a spin. Now this, Dominic, is a very special car. It's the Noble M12. To all intents and purposes, it's a racing car at the end of the day, isn't it?
It is. All the dials are clear, right in your face, and the interior is really nice.
It's smart, actually. I mean, for such a rare and hand-built car that's produced in very, very limited numbers, they've done a fantastic job. It's not at all like a kit car, which sometimes leaves a lot to be desired.
No.
You've got 310 brake horsepower from a Ford 2.5 V6 Duratec engine, which is twin turbocharged. It's very, very light, this car. It only weighs 910 kilograms, so there's practically nothing to it. So it flies 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds.
It's very good.
Seriously quick car.
Yes.
I mean, what do you think about the way that it handles and the clutch and the gearbox?
Well, it's a really good sporty steering wheel.
Isn't it?
The gearbox clunks quite a little bit when you're putting it into gear, but it's nice.
Again, I think with all these cars, it takes a bit of getting used to before, you know, you're getting those slick changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think I'd need 2 or 3 test drives in these sort of vehicles to get used to them and get my feel for the car of which one I'd want to choose.
Yeah. Now, the guy who actually makes these cars, a chap called Noble, he's a lucky guy because he had this dream of producing a car like this and was lucky enough to find his kind of fairy godmother, or fairy godfather as the case may be, who put up the money so that you can actually produce these things. They're very rare. There's a huge waiting list, 50 grand new. This car, with only a few thousand miles on the clock, 45 grand for this.
Yeah, it's a very nice car. And with it being a rare car, that would help it to hold its value, you feel?
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know that old chestnut, a race car for the road? Well, the Noble M12 is probably about as close as you're going to get to that in reality. Made in small numbers by a British manufacturer, it's fast gaining a cult following. When I tell you it's powered by a Ford engine, you might be a little bit disappointed. But hold on a second. Just you tell me that this isn't dramatic. Yes, it is a Ford, but it's a 2.5-litre V6 with 2 turbos strapped to it. The power output at 310 bhp might be the smallest of the 3 cars, but it still manages 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. That's because it's very light, just as a race car should be. Unlike a race car, though, it's actually pretty comfortable, especially on the motorway. But you are going to have to be an enthusiast to run the M12. Apart from anything else, the cabin is very much a stripped-out race car feel, and you're going to have to get used to explaining to people just what it is and why you spent so much money on it. But it is worth the money.
The Noble's 2.5-litre V6 does generate 310 brake horsepower, but again, insurance is going to hurt. It's Group 20. We did discover a 2001 Y-Reg Noble M12 with 6,000 miles on the clock at £49,000 in the trade.